Hi everybody, Andrew Champagne here with analysis of the Stronach 5 sequence for Friday, June 5th. The Stronach 5 returns this Friday with races from 4 different tracks. I've got a $42 ticket, and this is a fun sequence to handicap. Before we go much further though, one quick note. These races were handicapped with the assumption that all races carded for the turf would stay there. If there are any late surface changes, adjust your handicapping accordingly. This sequence starts with race number 7 from Laurel Park. This is a maiden special weight event for older horses going 5.5 furlongs on the turf course. We've got a field of 11 signed on, and many of these runners either haven't run in a while or haven't run at all. With that in mind, it's a tough race to handicap and a very tough way to start this sequence. My top selection is number 2 Zipline to Heaven, who finished 4th in his debut back in March and is bred to love the grass. He's by City Zip and has a 323 Turf Tomlinson rating, which is the third highest such number in the field. Mike Trombetta's second out maidens have hit at a 22% clip, and I think he's set to take a significant step forward in his turf debut. I'm also using number 10 Abuelo Pops, the likely favorite, and number 11 Francatelli, a first-time starter by City Zip and out of a Mizzen Masked Mare. So there's plenty of turf pedigree there, and it wouldn't surprise me if Cal Lynch has that one ready on debut. 2, 10, and 11 for me in race number 7 at Laurel Park, the first leg of the Stronach 5. Leg number 2 of the Stronach 5 comes in race number 9 at Gulfstream Park. This is an optional claiming event for older horses going 1 mile and a 16th. Many runners in here exit the same race that took place on May 9th. I'm taking the stance that that race just wasn't a strong one, and that's led to me singling in this spot. I've singled twice on this ticket, and the first one comes right here. Let's take a closer look at number 7, Love Nest, who smashed a weaker field in his first start for this barn back in April. It helps that he doesn't need the lead in order to run well, and I think he'll set a great trip just off the speed and be in a fantastic position as this field turns for home. Love Nest is 4-1 on the morning line. To me, that seems like a great price, and I really hope we get it. And if this single gets home, we'll be in great shape moving forward. Horse number 7 in leg 2 of the Stronach 5. We'll head back to Laurel for leg 3. Race number 8 is an allowance race for older horses going 1 mile and a 16th on the turf. It's tough to have confidence in many of these runners coming in off of long layoffs. There are a lot of them in here, folks. It's a big field, good betting race. I think this is a good spot to step out a bit, and I'm using 2 horses that figure to be prices. So if we're alive, we'll be alive to a pretty big score. My top selection is number 13 Team Effort, who comes back to turf for the first time since July. He's bred to love it, being by Giants Causeway and out of a Tappet mare, and I think his tactical speed should be a big plus. He's going to need to use that speed from the 13 hole to potentially save a little bit of ground, but if Team Effort can work out a trip, I think he'll be very dangerous. I'm also going to use number 10 Make a Stand, who was well bet in 3 starts at Gulfstream and makes his first start for new trainer Mike Trombetta. He faced much better horses last time out and was up against it all the way. He had an unlucky trip and was forced to rate behind very slow fractions. With a better trip, I think he's got a big shot in here. Horses 10 and 13 for me in race number 8 at Laurel, the third leg of the Stronach 5. We'll head out west for the last 2 legs of this sequence. Leg number 4 is race number 3 at Golden Gate Fields. This is a maiden claiming race for older fillies and mares going 5 furlongs. To me, this race goes through number 5, Kayla's Cowgirl. I wish I could get cute here. I can't. I think she's a free square. She takes a gigantic drop in class to run in this race, and she does so for the very hot Jonathan Long barn. Her best races have come going 1 turn on this synthetic oval. She gets back to this route for the first time since January, and if she doesn't win, I don't know who does. If you go against her and you're right, you stand to make a lot of money. I'm not going to do that. If Kayla's Cowgirl doesn't win, I lose, and I imagine a lot of other tickets go up in smoke as well. Horse number 5 for me in leg 4 of the Stronach 5. The payoff leg comes at Santa Anita, and it's race number 4. This is a claiming race for older fillies and mares going 1 mile on the turf course. I thought this was the toughest race of the sequence, and if I had more budget available, I would absolutely hit the all button. I was able to whittle it down to 7 horses, but if you've got deeper pockets or if you've got another single elsewhere, hitting the all button here, I think is a very good idea. Again, I went 7 deep using numbers 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 11. Of those, I'll take a closer look at number 11, Doritas Lemon, who is 2 for 2 and tries turf for the first time. She's by Lemon Drop Kid and out of a Langfear mare, so she is bred to love the grass. Mike Smith rides for Eric Crueljack, and those two don't team up very often, so that's pretty encouraging. She's 15 to 1 on the morning line. That hits me as way too big a price. I don't think we'll get it. I think she'll go up a little bit shorter than that, but I think she's got a really big shot, and I would not leave her off of the Stronach 5 ticket. 7 deep in the payoff leg of the Stronach 5, 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 11. Again, my ticket totals $42 for that $1 increment, and it is as follows: 2, 10, 11, with 7, with 10 and 13, with 5, with 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11. It starts in race number 7 at Laurel. It's a good sequence, a very tricky sequence, and if you're right, you stand to collect a lot of money. This was a fun sequence to handicap, and I'll be looking forward to playing this. Really hope you will be too. I'm Andrew Champagne signing off. Best of luck in the Stronach 5.